hair and makeup. Hair and makeup. All right, I'm here. I'm getting set up. I know I shouldn't do this before I hit the button. This is what I'm working with what I have here. Oi como va? That's the right way to say it. Oi como va? I don't know why I was saying Pele como va. That doesn't make any sense. Oi como va? I think that's how I will start my streams. Oi como va? That means, hey, how's it going? That's proper Spanish. Spanish proper. And 12. It's 12 o'clock here. PM post meridian. Post meridian. 12 o'clock. And I guess curses. Study up on curses because they're brutal. They'll they'll make you suicidal. They'll make you crazy. There's a lot of symptoms of curses, and you'll start to notice when a curse is being lifted. It takes a lot of prayer and a lot of concentration to lift a curse, and concentration and chanting a lot of, because a chant is basically you're saying something more than one time, and I believe 3 times suffices, but there are those that say 108 times. There are those that say 27 times. But I believe repetition, because sometimes a lot of energy, and intent is put into a curse. And if you feel heavy, if you feel gloom and doom hit you, like I did, I mean, what I can advise is always pray, always ask for protection. Don't just assume that everything's copacetic, everything's cool, because they are brutal. I mean, curses can, like I said, they'll make you suicidal. They'll mess with your manifestation. Because I believe children should be taught that the dangers of bad self-talk. They should be taught how to manifest, how to pray, and don't just assume everything's copacetic. Don't just assume that everything's going to plan, because I definitely saw a difference. And don't get discouraged when you find these things out, because when you find these things out, it's like everybody's on a different timeline. I've noticed this is a multiverse. This is not one size fits all. We're experiencing this because God is in all of us. Like the Kabbalion says, the all is in all. And the all knows when a sparrow falls. Which is interesting, the all, and then the Nordic talk about the All Father. The Navajo talk about the Father Sky, Mother Earth. You know, it's we just need to protect ourselves. Take your salt baths. Take your ritual showers. because it's just a matter of the negativity not building up, and also your own negative thoughts. Your default, don't let your default be negative, because there are miracles. There are there is hope. There are miracles, and one of the symptoms of being cursed is you feel a pending doom. You feel like a sense of doom. You feel hopeless, and once you're halfway there, once you realize you're under a curse, once you realize, then you can take. If you go through this time thinking, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong. Everything reverse happens. You know, weird. It just feels weird. You know that no matter how much effort I put into life, there is just everything seems to crumble and no effect, all cause and no effect kind of thing. And also beware of scammers. I feel like maybe I was I'm being set up for a scam because what they do is they call you and they say, you're on a recorded line, you're being recorded, you're going to get some health subsidy, health subsidies, and they're recording everything you say, and then they get you to say, yes, I am, yes, I do, yes, I will. They take your voice that way. They could record your voice. This is not me being paranoid. I've heard of this. I've heard of this thing where, and they're getting to where they sound like they have American accents. They're getting to where your caller ID says, like, for example, I'm living in Georgia, and their caller ID says Georgia, and then they say, well, you're on a recording line and we'd like to help you get some health insurance, which is kind of late in the year. This is what, the fourth month of the year, April, and they start to converse with you, and it didn't click, because right now I really would like to pay less for health insurance. I'm sure everyone would, because health insurance is crazy. The year before last, or no, last year, it was really manageable, very, very manageable. And then it jacked up to like $200 a month or more. So do be careful of that. Like the hippies say, do be careful. The burners, um, do be careful. If you, if you're talking to somebody you don't know, I don't think it's rude to just hang up. I played into it because I do want to pay less for health insurance. I want to pay a lot less for health insurance, and uh, it kind of dawned on me. It's like, okay, usually enrollment is a lot earlier. So if these people were legit, they wouldn't. They do have to tell you that you're being recorded. And then they transferred me. The lady transferred me to somebody from Health Insurance Marketplace, and I started to talk to this person that she transferred me to, and then they hung up, which is really odd. So, if there are any attorneys out there, I it's kind of hard to undo that, which is really weird, and uh, I pray a protection over myself. Anyways, here I am. We got four people. I've dropped down. What's weird is it's like I call them flies. You know, I get lots of spectators at first. Well, we went back up to 12. Maybe there's hope. Maybe there's hope. Went back up to 12 people. I get something like 12 or 20 people. They're the spectators, so they're not chatters yet. They're not chatters. They are spectators. Now we're back down to 7. But anyways, it's 12 o'clock. I slept a little bit, and I just figured, the time zones, like right now it's probably 5 or 6 o'clock, 3 or 4 in Australia, somewhere around there, because there's a 10-hour difference. So 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's probably 9 a.m. If I'm probably 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, probably 9. That's 10 hours. If I'm not mistaken, I probably am. I got to get used to this because I know there's a 5-hour difference between here and the UK. I'm trying to get all my peeps. I'm trying to get everyone in. What's that called? Everyone included, because I have subscribers from a lot of different places, and I don't want to exclude those people. So welcome. This is a live stream. It's a stream. I guess they're just called streams. They say subs and streams. I subbed. They don't say subscribe. They say sub. I subbed. And now we're down to 4. So I guess the flies are leaving. You know how flies just land on things and then fly away? Or they land on you and then fly away? It kind of feels like that. There's people who just land and fly away. Or butterflies. Butterflies, maybe that's a nicer way to say it. But flies land in groups. They land in groups and then they fly away. Mosquitoes, they land on you. They take their blood rations and then they fly away. I hear the female mosquito is the only one that bites. It's a female mosquito because they have to carry blood away to their baby mosquitoes. I have to say mosquito. I think that's the proper way to say it in the UK. Mosquito. And then squirrel. Squirrel is the proper way to say it. Oh, look, there's a squirrel. I wonder how common they are in the UK. Here, squirrels. I see squirrels, and I think they're coming out of hibernation. Because I see squirrels in the summer and springtime, or spring and summertime, but then in the fall they kind of go into hibernation. They go hide somewhere. I'm feeling a different vibration now. Now that praying is a good way to get a curse to go, and also staying positive. Because I feel almost completely liberated. It's going to take it's going to take a while. And again, one of the symptoms is you feel suicidal. You feel suicidal. You feel if somebody curses you for whatever reason, it's no joke. And my advice, my recommendation, don't do a return to sender, because it's like you're giving them the gratification or satisfaction. You're giving them the satisfaction. Because I've been into magic for a long time, long, like Obi-Wan says, a long, long time. And that's one symptom. It's a big symptom. You start to feel your manifestation become confused, a lot of static, a lot of not knowing what the hell's going on. If you don't know what the hell's going on and you're living your life and you're doing what you should be, and uh, all of a sudden you got all this static, all this confusion, all this hopelessness, chances are somebody cursed you. But then again, you have to watch out for your own negativity. Thought patterns, what's your thought pattern? What's your default, you know? Because sometimes problems are just problems. It's an attempt to screw with your life, Because we're here having an experience. My interpretation, my understanding of life is the all-powerful, almighty God is having experiences. And God says, I want to experience being Ed. I want to experience being Todd, or I want to experience being Bethany, being Carla or whatever. And then, so God creates a being, and then he lives. It's like an avatar. The way I see it is, you are an avatar of the Almighty. You're an avatar of God, of Source, and the whole time he's experiencing being you, your intellect, the way you think, the way you act, the way you perform your duties, and so you limit, and then you don't limit, if you exceed your limitations, if you test not your boundaries, if you test your limitations, then you're allowing God to become less limited in your life. You're allowing God to be less limited in your life, because God's not going to go past your boundaries. He's not going to go past. If you set a limit, God's not going to exceed that limit. So the more you believe, and I think that's one of the main things about the Bible. Oh, did you ever party with P. Diddy? No, I can't say I have. I've never partied with P. Diddy. Because, let me see, my train of thought. I got to get back to my train. Because I'm experiencing this. Because what's interesting, I believe, about God is that if you set a limitation, God will work within that limitation. If you're, say, I'm Ed and I'm poor, then God won't work past that limitation, because God wants to see what it's like to be poor. So you say, I'm rich and I have unlimited wealth, then God will take that as you experiencing wealth, and then God will work within that limitation. See, God isn't limited. We put limits on God. That's the way I'm starting to understand this, because I think a lot of us are waking up, and when we wake up, we start to say, hey, the reason why I can't do this is because I believe I can't do this. The reason why there's suffering in the world is because I believe there's suffering in the world. And then you set that limitation, and God will work within those limitations. And I think that's where atheists have that, why is there so much suffering in the world if there's a God? If there's a God, why is there so much suffering in the world? Well, God doesn't go past a limitation that we set. God works within those limitations. It's just like a cop coming into your apartment and you tell the cops, you can't go in that room. You can't go in that room. Or, no, you can't search my, no, you can't search my car. You know, they have to work within those limitations. You know, and why is there so much damage done in the world? Well, you can hand one kid a BB gun, and you can hand another kid a BB gun, but God loves everyone, so God gives everyone a fair try, you know, a fair trial or whatever. So he hands one of his children a BB gun, and he hands another child a BB gun. One kid just goes and shoots aluminum cans, you know, or bottles, you know, or he shoots targets, or he goes to hunt and he catches what he's going to eat. And another kid shoots somebody, shoots 100 people with his BB gun because he has 100 BBs. It's like, I believe it's kind of like that, you know. God gives us abilities, powers, and those are unlimited, you know. Some people acquire powers, you know, they'll be hit by lightning. I heard about a story, a guy was hit, he wasn't that interested in math. No, music, okay. He was hit by lightning and suddenly he got abilities to write music, to compose music, to play music. So that was an acquired ability that is possible, but something had to jar him. Something had to cause him to uh, to blow away a limitation, you know. And I believe we work against our limitations over time. We start to find out what is possible. And I think if you keep asking God to show you what's possible, say, hey, God, what is possible? Forget my boundaries. Forget my limitations. What is possible? You know, because it's possible to sing on a stage to thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people. It's possible to get up on stage and laugh and dance and smile and sing. And it's possible to get up on stage to and tell jokes and make lots of people laugh and to make CDs of your work and sell those CDs. But you got to work at it. But then again, there are those people who just acquire abilities. You know, children are able to play instruments. You know, I see these little kids who are just prodigies. So then again, I think that's another thing is protect yourself from curses, learn about curses, and also ask about what's possible, because we don't really know what's possible or how is this possible. How is this possible that a kid can get up, grab a violin and start playing beautiful music or sing or yodel or whatever, you know? How are these prodigies possible? And again, I think that's what it is God doesn't bypass our limitations, because if we really believe that there is a limitation, then God works within those parameters. I think that's the right word. I'm testing my vocabulary today. God works within those boundaries. So I think if you want to get rid of some of the things you think aren't possible and be more possible in your life, things to be more possible, start asking God to show you. Ask God, what is possible? What is possible? And then you might be amazed. You know, you'll probably be amazed if you just Watch out for scammers. Watch out for curses, symptoms of curses. I'm not saying live your life in fear. Just be aware, because then your life will be so much better once you say, hey, I'm not going to rule out the possibility of being under a curse. I'm going to pray, and I'm going to wash off the existing negativity, wait for what I've already created to pass. This too shall pass, you know. And hey, you'll be able to bounce back that much faster. That much faster. I notice people are starting to actually watch my streams. And I think all the flies have gone away because I'm back to 0 again. There is a reason I'm making these streams, even though possibly one person is watching. There's a reason I'm making these streams. So I guess the Q&A can start. That's how I can do this. You know, first Ed's input, Ed's findings. We'll call this segment Ed's findings, and then Q&A, and then wrap it up. You know, I could find a way to wrap it up. It's only 26 minutes. And then maybe some prayer. Sprinkle it with some prayer. Having more dreams. Having more dreams. My life would be beautiful if I just stopped doubting. I think that's one of my biggest problems is doubting. Everything's working out beautifully for me. I just need to dispel doubt. I think that's the right word. Again, I'm testing my vocabulary. Dispel. Remove. That's another prayer I need to say. God, the all, you know, the all in all. Well, the all is in all. The all is unknowable. If you read the Kybalion, if you listen to the audiobook, again, if you were to go to my channel and click on community, go to my channel, click on community, and scroll, because I have so much on there, on that community strip, as I call it, that you'll find the Kybalion, or just look up the Kybalion. It's an audiobook on YouTube, and it goes into that, you know. The lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Those who speak don't know. Those who know don't speak, you know. Because the Kybalion is just words to the uninitiated. And I think, yeah, what is that other one? The Emerald Tablets. If the light is in you, these words will reside, or something like that. If I'm paraphrasing, because I'm going on my memory. And I'm working on this sigil here. I'm charging up this here sigil. It's for endless money. Money is the 8, the red 8 for money, and then the infinity sign is for money to be forever. So yeah, there's many ways to charge up a sigil. I guess activating it and charging it. I'm working on that. I think the Nordic, they blow onto the sigil or the runes, and that gives it life. And then there you have it. opposed sigil. So, hey Alex, g'day. So you're just joining. All right. So you are in the UK. I'm trying to remember everybody. Some of these logos look kind of the same. Some of them are in the UK. Some of them are in the Netherlands. I'm doing this, I think it's 12 o'clock right now. G'day! G'day to you! G'day, mate. You ever tried to put a saddle on a kangaroo? It ain't happening. You know, I'm working on my Australian accent. I hear Australians like our accent. So well, from what I've heard, I don't know. I'm not going to put them all on the same. So I guess I'm learning as I learn. I'm growing as I grow. And I'm trying to find out how to title each of because I notice if I title it right, people click on my videos. They click on the videos and the streams. Some people I am chatting with from time to time. I have to wait for all the flies to leave. I call them flies because I start out with 10 or more, 12 or more viewers, and then they all just fly away. They land for a while and then they fly away. And then after the flies are gone, I get the actual chatters. So I'm hoping to grow. It takes a while to do that, it seems. It takes a while to just get enough chatters, enough people to chat. I think I made it another guy I chatted with yesterday. And also finding out when is a good time to start a stream. When is a good time? I get kind of residuals from this, you know. People watch me when I'm live, and then they watch when I finish the stream. When I finish the stream, and it goes into the archive, or into the list of done streams, my list of done streams, that I come back, or I watch, and I say, people are seeing this, but I think it takes a while. It takes a while for people to actually become familiar with the fact that I do streams, the fact that I do put out some shorts. I put out some shorts yesterday. So I guess now it's time to relax a little bit. I'm starting to feel the symptoms of curses being lifted. I guess symptoms of a curse being lifted is you feel better. Your sympathetic nervous system feels less burdened. You feel more optimistic. Your manifestations happen without so much effort. Because sometimes they're whoppers and doozies, you know. There's all this negativity that you've got to shake off, that you have to lift off of you. And it takes work. Just like it takes work to put a curse on somebody, it takes work to lift the curse. It takes work. You were talking about, weren't you? You were talking about watching some video, watching a video, and then I guess my recommendation was to take a salt bath and couple that with prayer, because prayer can counteract the negative intention. Oh yeah, for the better. Has it been changing for the better? Because that's a symptom. That's a show that the curse is being worked off instead of worked on. And also get you some citrine. Citrine, that's the name of the crystal, citrine. It doesn't need to be charged or cleansed. Citrine, and also smoky quartz. Yes, good. All right, yeah. That's a symptom that it's work. So keep taking those salt baths, you know, at least once a week, you know, because we accumulate negativity over time because we're in a negative world. Because I believe that's one way that you're controlled is by them making you feel down. Because oh yeah, everything we say, it's like our words, um, abracadabra, I create as I speak. People used abracadabra as a healing spell. They would write down abracadabra in the form of a triangle. They would subtract a letter or omit a letter. Anyways, you could probably see an abracadabra spell, and they work. I mean, abracadabra. You're taking on, because again, God is experiencing. He likes to experience. He's very inquisitive. And then God gives. It's like you're God's avatar. And he doesn't go past the limitations that you set because God believes in that. And then he works within those limitations. That's what I'm learning, you know. Oh, you're poor? Okay, we'll see if we could work with that. Oh, you're not that smart? Okay, we'll see if we can work within that. Oh, I'm old? Okay, we'll see if we could work with that. You know, it's if we could just blow away all of our limitations and say, God, what is possible? The all. God is male. The Elohim. Study the Elohim. You know, the Elohim is God, male and female. I believe in the Garden of Eden, or the creation, the words of creation, the books of creation, the Genesis, of creation. The Elohim is mentioned. The Elohim is both male and female. I noticed snails have both reproductive organs. And then there's this weird creature in the sea that they have these penis fights. And the one that gets poked with the penis becomes the female. So there you have it. There's an example of the Elohim, both male. God, he or she. God is both he and she. God is all, the all. If there are females, then that's a manifestation of the all. Look at a snail, study a snail. Snails have both male and female reproductive organs. And even so, yeah, the limits. God is unlimited. God has no limitations. That's kind of like our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind has, it's always listening, it's always agreeing, and it's unlimited. Our subconscious mind is unlimited, but it will not go past the limits we set. So if we really believe that we can't walk on water, I think that's the story of Peter. Wasn't it Peter who got out of the boat and started walking towards Jesus, and then he got overwhelmed with doubt, and he started sinking into the ocean, or the sea? I guess the Sea of Galilee. Correct me if I'm wrong. I probably am, but I think that's what it is. Is like as soon as we start saying no, it's not possible, then God goes, okay, it's not possible, and then you start to sink. I think that's what it is. If I just turn on my faith and turn off my doubt, then I'll start walking on the water. Jesus and I can chit chat, and I won't have to worry about sinking, you know. All these possibilities, because even science is discovering that there's all these limitations that aren't real. There's the limitations that aren't real, they're not real. I recommend that imagination episode from South Park. If you watch that, imagination, imagination, it has so many nuggets in there. Just about imagine Neville Goddard. He says that the imagination is the human mind. No, God is the imagination. God is the human imagination. So again, God is very inquisitive. He likes to learn. He likes to experience. So God says, I'm going to experience being Ed, or I'm going to experience being Sally. I'm going to experience being Sally. So he becomes Sally, and he experiences life by being Sally. You know, yeah, that's what. That's how. And I keep singing the praises of Neville Goddard. Look up Neville Goddard and listen to him what he talks about. He talks about self-talk, and he talks about manifesting through the imagination, through the human imagination. You know, you go into your imagination. There's an exercise or a technique where he says, keep saying to yourself, I'm not going to climb a ladder. I'm not going to climb a ladder. And then visualize yourself climbing a ladder. Visualize yourself climbing a ladder. And then, see, that's the not technique. He calls it the not technique because our subconscious mind omits the word not. It omits, completely removes the word not. So what you're saying to the subconscious mind is, I'm going to climb a ladder. I'm going to climb a ladder. That's what the subconscious mind hears. I'm going to climb a ladder. I'm going to climb a ladder. When you're all the while saying, I'm not going to climb a ladder. I'm not going to climb a ladder. Because it's like it's neuro-linguistic programming. You're slipping in messages to the subconscious mind. And then you see yourself climb, you realize, I'm on a ladder right now. This one guy said, I was halfway up a ladder when I realized I'm manifesting something that, using Neville Goddard's technique, the not technique. So if you keep saying, I am not rich, I am not rich, you're telling the subconscious mind, I am rich, I am rich. That's what the subconscious, because doubt, the thing is, you have to bypass doubt. And that's the way you bypass doubt is by saying, I'm not rich, I'm not rich, I'm not rich. You say it over and over again, and then you're bypassing doubt. You're kind of slipping past this grid or this boundary that you've set up in your mind of what's real and what's not real, what's possible and what's not possible. I keep saying, look at Slapped Ham, watch Slapped Ham. All this amazing, like cars floating up in the air, angels and demons descending, you know, it's all caught on video, and they say this video wasn't doctored. I think it was a child. There was this Russian mother and child that was out in the woods. The child was floating up in the air. And then the child came down when they realized they were being videotaped, or we call it videotaped in my day, or recorded. Now it's just called recorded because you're recording using digital means. Wow, we're 42 minutes in. So, if you quit worrying about things, they take care of themselves. I've noticed that. Because your subconscious mind is trying to manifest things. And the more you worry about something, the more you worry about anything, the more you're putting a limitation there. If you worry about it, oh, is this ever going to happen? Am I ever going to be rich? Are people going to start giving to me? Are people going to start supporting me financially? Are people going to start supporting me just by chatting with me? Just by watching my videos? That's what's slowing down your manifestation. As soon as you detach, your subconscious has a chance to work it out. Just have that zero F's. I don't know if I could say the F word. The zero F's method. That's what I just give zero F's how it's going to happen. Give zero, just don't concern yourself with how it's going to happen. Just want something, and then the law of assumption kicks in. Just assume that you're going to be rich. I've had other people say, he's a millionaire. He's going to be a millionaire. Or, yeah, he's a millionaire. Now, maybe the universe already sees me as a millionaire. The universe already sees me as a millionaire, but I'm interrupting that by wondering how I'm going to be a millionaire. One follower of Neville Goddard became a millionaire because he did the right techniques, So I guess, as Abraham Hicks says, relax into it, Source is having an experience. Source gives you everything you need. Just relax into it. Like yesterday morning, I ate at IHOP. How did I eat at IHOP? Well, my mother took me to IHOP. And it's like my need was fulfilled. God kind of bypassed my boundary, or no, my limitation. God bypassed my limitation. My brother is helping me get money. So I just need to allow God to bypass my limitations, exceed my limitations. And that's what I have to retrain my mind to do. I got to retrain, rewire my mind, because that's all it is rewiring. Just relax and watch God bypass your limitations. Let's relax and watch God, how he does things. They say God works in mysterious ways, So it's like, start working on your rewiring, because that's all it takes. You can make certain lights come on, you can make certain motors operate if you just do the rewiring. If you're talking electronically speaking, if you got a circuit board and you rearrange some wires, you can make it's electricity. See, the Holy Spirit, God, is the electricity, and it's all a matter of your rewiring. You can make that motor run if you just do the rewiring and make the electricity work for you instead of against you. And I think this is making sense, because we got to work from the ground up. We got to take hold of these wires. Don't turn the circuit on until you've rewired everything, because then you'll fry the circuit, Because I used to do minor electronics, seeing if all of the receptacles are properly grounded, You're not going to get a good circuit if they're not properly grounded. You're not going to get a good circuit or a good connection unless all the receptacles are tightened down, because you can fry the circuit, or if you get the wires improperly connected, you won't get a good circuit. And it's kind of like magic. Magic is that. Magic is you're working with the electricity of the universe, and it's, have I got this wired right? That's why spells sometimes don't work. You didn't wire the circuitry right. You didn't wire everything correctly. So that's why your spell didn't work. And sometimes you don't need a big old complicated circuit board. All you need is the power source and a freaking light bulb, you know, or a motor, a freaking motor, you know, a freaking laser beam, you know. All and sometimes magicians they get so caught up in the circuitry that their spell doesn't work. You know, your spell didn't work because you got the wires crossed, you know, or your wire wasn't properly grounded, you know, and that I think will help people magically. You don't need all this extra circuitry. All you need is a conductor, you know. Your mind is the conductor, you know. Your mind is the you're at the controls, you know. Just flip the right switches. And sometimes it's just don't pay so much mind to the circuit. Don't pay so much mind to the circuit. All you need is a wire and a light bulb, really. And that's why your spell doesn't work. You're making it so complicated. Oh, do I have the right herbs? Oh, did I draw this sigil right? Oh, did I do it on the right day? Sometimes you just pick up a rock and throw it, you know. Pick up the rock and throw it. You'll hit your target. If you pick up the rock and throw it enough times, you'll hit your target with less tries, you know. And that's, again, magic, I believe, is practice, too, you know. It's practice, practice, practice. The English, I think it was Sunday, the Old English, during the British-French War, you had to be out there with your bow and arrow practicing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brits. Yeah, you had to be out there on a Sunday practicing with your longbow and your arrow. And that's the idea, you know. If you want to be a good archer, if you want to be a very good archer or a good magician, practice magic. Understand and then practice magic. And then you'll start to see, what's up, Awkward Jacka? What are you doing this late? I think you're in the same time zone as me. I think you are, yeah. Canada? I think it's just off by a few hours. But anyways, I'm off by a few hours. I'm just talking about stuff. I'm trying to pass myself off as a magical tutor. Or self-proclaimed magical tutor. Because I know a lot of people are into magic now. Or they should be. If you're not into magic, you should be. Because your life will go a lot easier. Learn all the ins and outs, the circuitry. I don't know everything, but I do know some things. I've been out this for a while, and I figure, well, why not come out of the closet? Come out of the closet, you know. Come out of that scary, dark place where magicians lurk because they're afraid of being discovered, or they're afraid of that they don't know enough. It's just cause and effect if you think about it. Cause and effect. You don't have to be an adept or you don't have to be an initiate. It helps to be an initiate. I can say initiate. So we got 3 people. It's been 53 minutes. All right, let's do some Q&A. Oh, you just finished your job shift. Okay, great. So you're part of the movie group. You guys work at a movie theater. You, Arthur, and Sammy, and I think I was talking about you guys. I was wondering where you all went, because I used to sit and chat with you all. You can't say y'all, because that tells where you're from. If you say y'all, you have to say you all, which makes you sound more, more educated, I guess. You all. So everything is copaesthetic. I'm learning a new word, copaesthetic. I'm going to need to look that word up. What does that actually mean, copaesthetic? Or kosher? Jewish people use that word, kosher. I bought some kosher salt. Or sea salt. I'm falling in love with sea salt. I guess it doesn't have all that iodine in it. It's just plain old salt. sodium chloride. So I think that's, oh God, yeah. Don't quote me, I'm not a chemist, but sodium. Then there's the fact that water has the ability to hold memory. Water can hold memory. Oh, yeah, man. Arthur. No, not Arthur. Hunter. Sorry. Hunter, that's a bad idea. You're going to cost the company money. Because people love those slip and fall lawsuits. Those slip and fall. It is, you know, maybe do that on your own time. But then you better be careful because if they find out that you cause somebody to slip and fall and break their little bum, you know, they're all no brains. No brainers, yeah. Oh, that's dangerous. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine not being prepared to fall and all of a sudden you hit your ass on the hard surface? Or you could break your elbow, you can hurt your bum. That reminds me of the Bum Bum song. That isn't very fun to fall down and hurt your bum. I like to put my bum on things. It's fun for everyone. That's an old song. Oh my goodness. So yeah, oh wow. Butter, he almost got fired, so maybe that'll be a learning experience. Butter can be fun, but if somebody breaks their hip, somebody comes in there with their Tom Green, you got it. Tom Green, the legendary, the cow milker. He invented the cow technique, the the utter madness. Yeah, Tom Green. This is the Tom Green Show. It's not the Green Tom Show. You'd probably like it more than I did. If this was your show, I'm going by memory. If this was your show, you'd probably like it more than I did. The Tom Green Show. I bought the whole box set. I was watching all the Tom Green. He was very unusual. Yeah, his brand of comedy was unusual. He put poo on a microphone. He did a lot. He inspired Eminem. Oh, his phone broke. Okay. Well, I'll have to forgive him. That's all right. He was the one that hipped you all to me. He told you. I'm pretty sure he was the one who what do they call that? Recommended. He recommended me. So I pray that his phone gets better. We have to make his phone get better. I see a feminine person maybe buying him a new phone. A feminine person, maybe like a sister. I don't know if Arthur has a sister. I sometimes get these messages just out of nowhere. Maybe I should use it to entertain folks. Oh yeah, Trigger. He's in Nevada. Nevada. Yeah, him and Trigger. Maybe Trigger will pop up again. I'll have to start doing a stream at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock p.m. post meridian. Then we could all chat once again. The boys are back in town. The boys are back. The boys are back. I used to hate that song. Yeah, she got up and slapped Johnny's face or something like that. The boys are back in town. The boys are back. There's a lot of songs I hate because I heard them so many times. I don't hate them, I dislike them. I think Trigger. Trigger was one that I actually chatted with for a while. Or he went by the handle X Trigger. We just spoke, and he reminded me of the time I was near Nevada in a place called Portola, California. There was hardly anything fun in Portola, so we all got into my auntie's VW bus. We got into her VW bus and we headed out to Las Vegas. No, it was just Nevada. Nevada was Circus Circus. We went to because we were too young to gamble, so we went to Circus Circus and watched the circus shows, which was pretty fun, for a youngster. Play all the arcade games, all the rip-off games, carnival attractions. When you try to throw a ball, try to pop a balloon with a dart, popping balloons with darts. Those are the better parts of the U.S. Yeah, New York. If I could, if I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. A lot of people from Canada come into New York. I think that's how Dan Aykroyd got his start. He would ride around on his motorcycle in New York. New York seems to be a good contact point for a lot of celebs. They all go into either New York or L.A. Yeah, and that's what you did. You went to Las Vegas. They call it Las Wages. Las Vegas is Las Wages. I'm on the east side. I'm on the lower east side. Down there with I'm next to the penis of California of America. I'm next to the penis of California, Florida, or the Panhandle. If you can handle the Panhandle, where all the hurricanes seem to hit, Florida. Yeah, Florida. Florida is like if you go up and to the left of Florida, that's Georgia. Up and to the left, we're kind of in the Gulf, the Florida Gulf region, where we have all the strange weather, strange and different weather. Yeah. So it's kind of nice here. There's some things I like about Georgia. The fact that you can have almost any weapon here in Georgia. In California, they're so scared of weapons. They're so scared of weapons in California. You can't have nunchucks. You can't have a switchblade. Or in the UK, they call it a flick knife. No, no, you know what? I think it's one of those Scott Pilgrim things. When Scott Pilgrim met himself and he was okay with himself. It's kind of like that. He was pretty cool. A couple of days. No, it was yesterday. Um, Leaks was talking to me. He's under a different handle now, and he was just chatting. It seemed like he's a good kid. He was doing his homework and everything. I think that's what it is. Uh, he's a good kid. That's what I was getting from him. Brass knuckles. Yes, I went to a corner store and got me some brass knuckles here in Georgia. It's like, hey, that's pretty cool. If you want people like me to show up in your town, make weapons okay. You know, it's not the weapon that hurts people; it's the asshole that uses the weapon in a wrong way. You know, weapons are cool. Just don't use it in a bad way. Yeah, mostly crazy. I think crazy attracts crazy because I think I'm a little crazy. So I guess crazy knows crazy. Crazy. Crazy knows crazy. And I talk crazy. I think I can speak crazy. I amazed one of the plumbers. We had a guy who was crazy in one of our apartments, and I just started talking to the guy, and then the plumber was like amazed that I was talking, and he was the crazy guy was understanding me. So it's like, wow, I probably talk crazy. I speak crazy. I remember, yeah, this guy was having trouble with his toilet, and I couldn't quite. He had to do some augering. I couldn't just fix the toilet. The pipe needed to be augered out. So the guy couldn't go in there by himself. He had. I went in there with him because I can kind of keep him at bay while the plumber was doing his job. So I was like running interference, and the the guy just pulled out. He brought up his auger and started augering out the pipeline that goes from the toilet out of the house, and I was running interference, and I kept the guy entertained. I guess it was like, yeah, maybe that's a gift of mine. I speak crazy because the guy, yeah, he was definitely one of his ducks weren't quacking. He was one card short of a full deck. I like that song, Queen. I think it was a Queen song. I'm going slightly mad. I'm going slightly mad. I'm one card short of a full deck. I'm not my usual talkative. 1001 daffodils begin to dance in front of me. Oh, yes. Looney Tunes, that's right. Play those Looney Tunes. Yeah, Looney. Remember, who was that? Mighty Python. They did a skit called Spot the Looney. Spot the Looney. Sometimes we need to learn how to spot the loony. Looney Tunes. I guess that's even worse than loony. What worse than loony is Looney Tunes. I really like me some Queen. I like that song Innuendo. Do 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 do. If you watch that video, it's really cool. They use a lot of stop motion photography or stop motion. Yeah, thanks for coming by. It's always nice for you to show up to my lemonade stand. I think that's what I'll call this, my lemonade stand. Or hot dog stand. Let's blow this hot dog stand. Yeah. Let's blow this hot dog stand. Mars time. It's Mars time. I like my app. My app tells me what planetary hours have come and gone. I think it goes from Jupiter time to Mars time. Yeah. So now I'm starting to daydream. I've noticed that. My I'll just start to disconnect because my focus is starting to go. But you know what? Focus is important. You can't have all these free flowing radicals, these free radicals. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Free radicals, free flowing electrons. So then, we're going to learn about magic. Magic, magic, magic! Oh, and if you go to my channel and click on community, there's this Funny or Die. It's a video with Melissa Joan Hart. She's playing Sabrina, and they got Salem in it. And she just starts using magic in the one of those Mexican restaurants. She's in a Mexican restaurant with Salem, and Salem gets her to use her magic. Salem and Sabrina start using magic in this Mexican restaurant. It's on there. All you'll see is a curtain in the video. You'll see a red curtain, and click on that video. Click on that video, and you'll be able to watch that. It's pretty funny. Suck on that magic! Let's do some motherfucking magic. I like that. Well, I guess it's time for me to go back to Betty Bye. I'm up here. It's probably 2 o'clock in the morning right now. So I need to get some sleep. I got some sleep. I had a pretty interesting dream. I'm having dreams nightly now. So, which is good. My subconscious is getting a chance to be in sync with me. All right, together we'll discover all these mysteries. Until then, hasta luego? I think that's how you say it, hasta luego. Hasta mañana. Hasta mañana. Sayonara. Dos vidania. I keep getting corrected whenever I say, I used to say das vidania, but it's dos vidania. That's how you say it in Russian. Dos vidania. Dos vidania. And then, what other one? There was another goodbye. What was another goodbye? What was another goodbye? There was another goodbye. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Auf Wiedersehen. There we go. Auf Wiedersehen. That's how you say it in Deutsch. In German. Auf Wiedersehen. I think it's Auf Wiedersehen. How do you say it in French? How was it in French? Au revoir. There we go. Au revoir. Au revoir, mon frère. Au revoir. Au revoir.